Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Saturday, January 30th, 2021. Al Jazeera report: police everywhere, justice nowhere. Hundreds protest in Tunisia. Hundreds of Tunisians marched in the capital on Saturday to protest against police abuses they say are endangering freedoms won in the 2011 revolution that swept away authoritarian rule. Hundreds of riot police confronted the demonstrators, leading to scuffles. Some protesters threw bottles, while police struck some demonstrators with batons. There have been near daily protests since mid-January, the anniversary of Tunisia's revolution that sparked uprisings across the region in 2011, known as the Arab Spring.
Fox report: Virginia County prohibits voluntary information sharing with ICE. The Fairfax County, Virginia, Board of Supervisors this week voted to prohibit federal employees, including police, from voluntarily sharing information with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The county is the first in the state to implement such a policy called the Public Trust and Confidentiality Policy, according to Fairfax Boss Chairman Jeffrey McKay, who said during a Tuesday board meeting that the hopes the rule will be a model used throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia and other states, as well.
Fox report: Venezuela hired long-standing Democratic donor for $6 million. Newly filed lobbying records show Venezuela's socialist government previously hired a longtime Democratic Party donor for $6 million at the same time it was lobbying to discourage the U.S. from imposing sanctions on the oil-rich nation. The documents, which were disclosed Thursday, show a U.S. subsidiary of Venezuela's state oil giant PDVSA agreed to hire Marsha Wyss Washington law firm in March 2017.
Deutsche Welle report: thousands evacuated over World War II bombs in Göttingen. More than 8,000 people left their homes in Göttingen during on Saturday, with police, firefighters and the German army all taking part in the large-scale evacuation effort. The officials decided to clear the area after 4 suspicious objects were found at a construction site in the center of the city. All 4 have now been confirmed to be unexploded World War II ordnance. City authorities described them as 500-kilo (1,100-pound) bombs, at least one of which was made in the U.S.
Deutsche Welle report: WHO envoy says Germany needs clop effect in COVID fight. The COVID-19 representative of the World Health Organization (WHO) on Saturday said Germany needed to summon the spirit of football coach Jürgen Klopp in its fight against the coronavirus. In an exclusive interview with German news agency dpa, David Nabarro called on lawmakers to show more unity and to take inspiration from the Liverpool coach. To get everyone behind the coronavirus protection measures, he said Germany needed a Klopp effect in reference to the former Borussia Dortmund coach.
CNN report: here's what really happens to the items you return online. Let's say you ordered an air fryer online. You open up the box. For whatever reason, you don't like it. So, you send it back. For free. No questions asked. The retailer pays for the shipping costs and already is losing money. Immediately the hourglass of profit turns. Each grain of sand, a few cents dropping from the original price of that air fryer. Once your return arrives at its destination, an employee needs to open the air fryer, inspect it, maybe even plug it in to test all of its features to ensure it's not broken.
CNN report: former China Warong chairman executed after bribery conviction. The former chairman of China Warong Asset Management Co., Lai Xiaomin, was executed on Friday following his conviction on bribery charges by a court in Tianjin, the official People's Daily reported. In one of China's highest-profile corruption cases, Lai was found guilty of receiving or seeking bribes totaling 1.79 billion yuan $278 million from 2008 to 18, when he was also a senior banking regulator.
Deutsche Welle report: Nazi-era props, submachine gun replica seized in Vienna. Austrian police said on Saturday they were investigating a Hungarian man after a trove of Nazi-related items was found at his Vienna home. The 46-year-old man cooperated with the anti-terrorism police units during the apartment search, showing them to a wooden box in his bedroom where he kept the banned objects. He referred to the items as his collection and props, needed for his work as an extra, officials said in a statement.
CNN report: violence and slurs from some of Israel's ultra-Orthodox Jews in battle over coronavirus lockdowns. A frightened policeman fires a live round as a warning shot. Young men cowed by baton-wielding officers, drenched in foul-smelling chemicals from water cannon, scream abuse. Ultra-Orthodox Jews clashing with Israeli authorities has become an almost daily routine. At the immediate heart of the tensions is the refusal of some elements within the community to observe tough lockdown regulations that ban gatherings of more than 5 people inside and 10 outdoors.
CNN report. What's new in fast food? Chicken sandwiches and cauliflower rice. If you felt like a new fried chicken sandwich debuted every day in January, you're not far off. Some chains tried their best to slim down, while others did the exact opposite. The flurry of chicken sandwich additions are notable because several chains have eliminated a number of items over the past year to shed complexity and costs. However, with a new year kicking off and sales on the rise once again, restaurants are doing all they can to sustain the growth after a bleak 2020.
BBC report. India protests, internet cut to hunger striking farmers in Delhi. The government said the shutdown would continue until Sunday night to maintain public safety. Tens of thousands of protesting farmers have been camped out on Delhi's outskirts for more than a month. Talks between unions and the government have failed to break the deadlock. On Saturday, the Interior Ministry said mobile internet services had been suspended at Singhu, Gazipur and Tikri, the districts where farmers have gathered, until 23 o'clock 17:30 GMT on Sunday.
Fox report. Canada to quarantine travelers, suspend flights south. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Friday announced stricter restrictions on travelers in response to new, likely more contagious variants of the novel coronavirus, including making it mandatory for travelers to quarantine in a hotel at their own expense when they arrive in Canada and suspending airline service to Mexico and all Caribbean destinations until April 30. Trudeau said in addition to the pre-boarding test Canada already requires, the government will be introducing mandatory PCR testing at the airport for people returning to Canada.
BBC report. UAE to offer citizenship to talented foreigners. UAE Vice President and Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum said those eligible would include investors, specialized talents, doctors, engineers and artists. They and their families would be able to hold dual nationality, he said. It is unlikely that any low-income workers will meet the strict criteria. Sheikh Mohammed said the aim was to attract those who could contribute to our development journey.
BBC report. Turkey LGBT. 4 students arrested over artwork. Students at Boğaziçi University in Istanbul have been protesting against the appointment of a rector. The Istanbul governor's office said the artwork was an ugly attack that mocked religious beliefs. The interior minister tweeted that the students were deviants, drawing an angry response from activists. While homosexuality has been legal throughout modern Turkey's history, official opposition to the LGBT community has grown in recent years.
Fox report. Congressman who had second COVID-19 vaccine dose tests positive for virus. A Massachusetts congressman tested positive coronavirus just a few weeks after receiving the second of 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Molly Rose Tarpey, the communications director for Rep. Stephen Lynch, told Fox News on Saturday that the lawmaker received the second jab and tested negative for COVID-19 before attending President Biden's inauguration in Washington, D.C., on Jan. 20. On Friday, Lynch, D.Mass.
Al Jazeera report. Proud Boys members charged with conspiracy in U.S. Capitol riot. The U.S. Justice Department has charged 2 men identified as members of the far-right Proud Boys group with conspiracy over the January 6 storming of the United States Capitol, as authorities continue to probe the riot. In a statement late on Friday, the department accused Dominic Pizzola, 43, and William Pepe, 31, both of New York State, of engaging in a conspiracy to obstruct, influence, impede, and interfere with law enforcement officers, who were protecting the U.S. Capitol and its grounds.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. Health Agency orders travelers wear masks on public transport. People across the United States will soon be required to wear masks on nearly all forms of public transportation, including planes, subways and buses, as the country grapples with high COVID-19 infection rates and growing concerns over new variants of the novel coronavirus. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Protection (CDC) issued an order late on Friday that all travelers must wear masks that completely cover both the mouth and nose on planes, ships, ferries, trains, subways, buses, taxis and ride shares.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.